I'm Jose.
And I am Michaela, and we're twin flames in Harmonious Union. And today we have a really great video topic for everybody. We're going to be talking about our, how we got into Harmonious Union.
Secret.
The secret. Yeah. We realized lately that we have a lot of content, but we want to share more about our personal selves and personal journeys and how we've gotten to where we are. And yeah, just share more. So that's what we're doing with this video.
Yeah, so where should we start? Here.
I don't know.
So this is a very long story, a lot of things has happened in a few years.
Yeah, it's over the course of about 3 years. I started on the twin flame journey when I was 19 and I'm 23. So I don't know, that's 4 years? Yep, that's 4 years. Math.
Yeah, so I have been in my twin flame journey since I was I don't know, for the young people out there, I started my journey when I was 17 years old. So
I started my spiritual journey at 17 also, but I didn't know about twin flames until I was 19. Yeah, so it's just proof that age is a number. Spiritual maturity is a different thing, so it doesn't really matter. There is a choice. Yeah, there's no past life stuff too. Yeah. So
we have a video about that.
We do have a video about that in case you're upset about us being young.
Yeah.
Or you just want to know.
Yeah.
Okay. So 3 years ago, I discovered. Well, I guess I can start just with some background, how I got interested in twin flames was I had a horrible relationship when I was just 18, just out of high school, and I kind of learned in that relationship what a relationship should not be. I experienced the ultimate relationship contrast. It was a very emotionally abusive and just really toxic relationship that kind of taught me how to claim my power and how to value myself. One of those relationships is just literally contrast. I had that happen, and I realized that I would never put myself through anything like that again. That is not, if that is what love was, I did not want that. I was I will be alone my whole life. I don't care. And so I released that relationship, and literally the night that I made this decision to release that relationship, I met my first false twin flame, and I met him on Facebook in a spiritual group. He's somebody I had known for a while. And then that happened, and then I ended up meeting him. Wasn't that my twin flame? I realized that had more contrast. And then I decided to let that guy go. And then literally within 24 hours of letting him go, I met my third false twin flame. And I thought all of these people are my twin flame because I learned the term twin flame through my first false twin flame. So I had second false twin flame. When I realized he was not my true twin flame is when I joined the Twin Flame Ascension School. But it was actually the first false twin flame experience that I had that taught me what twin flames were. So, and he was the one that introduced me to Jeff and Shaleia, which is funny. False twin flame introduces you to Jeff and Shaleia.
Doing their work.
Yeah, and so I actually really resonated with Jeff and Shaleia. I remember the first couple of videos that I watched by them, I was there's something, I was I don't know, because they weren't woo-woo like the rest, they're really grounded and actually really normal.
No, it was really different.
Yeah. We both had similar experiences. Yeah,
I remember when I made the first video, I was too normal to be in place.
Thought they had to be woo-woo and weird.
Yeah, to be woo-woo and so with lights or whatever.
Burning sage in their videos, crystals, all that, Same. Yeah, but I just felt in my heart that Jeff and Shaleia were different. I started to resonate with them, and I remember just before meeting my second false twin, I would wait for Jeff and Shalea's videos to come out every week, and I'd go sit out on my front porch with some orange juice, and I would just and it was really hot, but I remember just that I would feel such deep peace when I would watch their videos or just listen to their message, and I just remember no other spiritual teaching has ever helped me feel this good. And I realized they really taught me that peace and the truth feels good, and yeah, I don't know, I just started to really resonate with them. And I continued on my journey, experienced some more relationship contrasts, and I eventually joined TFest, and that was when I was like 20. So, do you want to say something?
No, you can continue.
Okay. Yeah. So I joined TFast, and in my first class, you can see this all in Twin Flame Ascension School. My first class is number 25 of Wednesday, 7 p.m. So you can see my whole Twin Flame journey basically like recorded. But yeah, they helped me call in my true Twin Flame. But at the time, like I had so many like deeply rooted illusions about myself, and so many like so much pain that I had not worked through or even really discovered within myself, that I attracted my third and final false twin flame. And I attracted that experience like immediately after joining Twin Flame Ascension School. And yeah, that was a whole adventure. You can see all of it happen in TFast, yeah, Twin Flame Ascension School, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Yeah. So I joined Twin Flame Ascension School. I was having another false twin flame experience, and then there was this one day that I decided to take a consultation with someone. Well, actually, it's a long story, but Jose and I actually had a consultation right when it was like maybe 3 months after I had joined the school, maybe longer, I don't know. But we had a consultation. Did not know we were twin flames, but I remember like seeing him and feeling really like impacted by that experience.
Same. Yeah, I think I can enter here a little to say how I started in the journey. For me, it was a little different. I wasn't in spirituality at all. Like, I was the most logical person that you could imagine. No spirituality, no anything. I wasn't an atheist or anything like that, you know. I was like, yeah, I believe in
atheist.
Yeah, atheist.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe in God, but you know, God is there, I'm here, living my life. Separate things. The thing that happened to me was my first force twin that I met, and I started like seeing weird stuff. And by weird stuff, I mean the numbers, the synchronicities, the feelings, and it was like, you know, feeling things that I haven't ever felt before. And I was like, wow, what is that? So I started doing the normal thing. You go to the internet and Google is happening to me. I found out of spirituality. I was like, it looks interesting. Let's try it. I remember finding Jeff and Shaleia too after a while of like random information, and saying it was like, this is so easy. They guarantee union. I was like, no, maybe yes. What if yes? So I started watching their videos, and I was like, wow, this is getting me results. Because all the other things was like working in circles.
Yeah.
And this thing was actually doing things for me. I was like, wow, like let's continue doing this. So I started, I remember joining the Facebook group, the community. And I was like, okay, a lot of people talking about the same. And I started like having like the real information for twin flames. So one day I was like, okay, they are offering free consultations, like to see if you want to be in school or something. And I'm like, okay, let's try it out. Let's meet someone in the community. So I signed up for that, and I was matched with Michaela. And I remember that night I was stalking on her profile, and I was like, this girl feels cute. I like her, but no, I can't. I cannot be playing up there. I had to, all of that. So yeah, we had a consultation. I was like feeling like saying like out of curiosity for her. I was like, I don't know what it is. But she has something, but in that moment I didn't recognize her as my twin flame. So I moved forward. You can continue from there.
No, I like hearing you say how you found me cute.
Yeah.
If you want to say more, but I'm just kidding.
Yeah, from that I move forward, and I think you have more stories from TFest, and I will like enter again when it's my time. Okay. So yeah, from that moment I continue with my journey, like made my own.
Me too. Like we had that consultation, and I was like, I remember feeling like a little bit like guilty because I felt attracted to you.
Me too, I was feeling guilty as well.
And it was just after like I had identified my twin flame, and I was like, oh my god, I can't have these feelings. So I was like, I'm not going to do consultations anymore. And I couldn't really do it. I didn't have time for it. I was working a job. You can see that in the Money Mastery course on Jeff and Shaleia's YouTube. You know, I was working, that's where I met my false twin. So I was just really busy and didn't have time for that. So I did a lot of, just spiritual work for I think it was 2 years that I was in the live classes. So I've been a part of the community and a student for about 3, and the 2 years in classes. And so throughout all of that, I mean, I just healed separation. I just did spiritual work. I learned, like, you know,
I
learned, you heal separation. It is a process, and like throughout all of it, I think, like, with my false twin flame, the one that I had through the Twin Flame Ascension School classes, I think that, like, I was just not ready to see myself for who I really was. Like, I had all of these illusions, and, like, I had attracted that experience based on who I thought that I was. And that person resonated with the version of me that I thought I was. And so he was always showing me these, like, blocks that I had. And so, like, I actually just, like, deeply healed. And again, like, my big lesson throughout all of my past relationships or false twin flame experiences has been, like, self-worth and valuing myself and, like, self-respect. And like, this person was not very, like, respectful at all. And that had been my experience in my whole life with all the divine masculines, like, you know, my dad, boyfriends, and false twin flames, you know, all relationships had been, like, not being valued or respected at all, but that was just how I saw myself. And throughout Twin Flame Ascension School, like, I unraveled that illusion. Like, that's what you do when you heal twin flame separation, is you're unraveling your core belief in separation from your twin flame. And so it took me that time to really, like, heal and lay a lot of foundation for my Harmonious Union. And then live classes ended, and, like, shortly after that I ended up moving to Michigan to do the spiritual boot camp with Jeff and Shaleia. And that, you know, I learned many deep lessons through spiritual boot camp, and that was, like, one of the keys to my Harmonious Union. And it really taught me how to, like, that choosing separation and, like, choosing to live in separation is just not acceptable. And I experienced, like, a lot of contrast and a lot of just, like, it was like it really, like, kind of awakened me again to the truth of, like, what it really means to live a life with God and what it means to, like, really love God. And so that's what I really learned. And then just after that, I moved in with my soul sister Deanna. And then I did MAP, which is the mind alignment process. And so I was just fucking healing. Like, I was going all in. And I thought that, like, Twin Flame Ascension School was the intense part. But no, it was actually after the classes ended for me that, like, things started really getting crazy in my life. And, like, really speeding up. And yeah, when I lived with Deanna, it was, like, when we really healed a lot together too. Healed a lot of separation. And then finally I was able to uncover my core block, which was worthiness. It was my very core block of separation. And then, I feel like you have something to say.
Only, like, in that same summer that you went to boot camp, I think it's what in TFest in that time. I think it was the same year. I think so.
You joined TFest last year in the summer?
I think so, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No, a little before the summer, at the beginning of the year. So yeah, I went TFest also, a little, you know, before that. So I started doing the
with Lisi.
Inner work with Lisi.
Shout out to Lisi.
Hey Lisi. I started, like, getting serious about my healing. It was like, let's do this. With everything
Around
that
the time I went to boot camp?
I think it was a little before that.
Okay, well, we were making the same choice to go.
Yeah, basically it was the same core choice to heal. So I went TFest, I started doing the work. I continued healing, and things look a little weird with this person that I was at that time, the second false twin flame. I was feeling weird, after healing too much, and I was like going all in and nothing. And I think it wasn't for you.
Yep.
So we can continue from there.
Yeah, like when I, after spiritual boot camp and I moved in with Deanna, like I was done with contrast and choosing separation. And so that's when I really got serious with my healing. Like I was serious throughout like TFest and everything, but being at boot camp and like being around Jeff and Shaleia made me realize like the level of spiritual work I was doing before just wasn't going to cut it. Like I needed to go deeper. I needed to like really choose to heal and really choose to embody the teaching of their school. And so I did that, and I just was going really deep within myself for months. Like I was at Deanna's for like 5 months, and I was at boot camp for 3. So it was like basically the whole year was dedicated to like really deep healing. And I was getting like it was like they do say that like before Harmonious Union, like you go through the dark cave. Like it's usually the most challenging stretch of your journey. Like you have to face your deepest fears about love. And so that was my time at Deanna's, and we did it together. We came into Harmonious Union around the same time, but my nose is itchy. I'm getting emotional talking about Deanna's. Yeah, so we healed a lot of really deep stuff together, and just like learned the true meaning of like serving God and living a life aligned with God and not choosing separation anymore. Like Jeff and Shaliea always say, like the moment that you truly value your union is the moment you'll have it. The moment that you finally realize like life is not, like I realized that life is not worth living in separation. I didn't want it anymore. The only reason I was like for being alive is to heal, at that point. And then I remember when Deanna came into Harmonious Union, that became even more clear to me, like just seeing that process unfold for her and like seeing her get to know her true twin flame just like was so beautiful. And I realized like I don't want to do this anymore. Like I don't want to live in separation from my twin flame. I don't want to experience hell anymore. Like I want my person. And at the time like a lot of people in the communities, twin flames were being revealed as false. And the reason why you can determine if you're having a false twin flame or true twin flame experience is when you're truly healing with the level of change that I'm talking about, like this deep core choices to like change. When you make those choices, your twin flame will make those choices with you. And so we were all having like red flags come up because we, like as a community going deeper together, we're changing. Like really changing and really healing. And the people that we thought were our twin flames it was almost like they were moving further away, like making the opposite choices. And that's how it was for the person I thought was my twin flame. Like he was devolving, it looked like, into like deeper hell and deeper misery. And so I thought that was just like, I was like, man, I just must have a lot of blocks. I must be a really screwed up person. And I went through that whole like, dark night of the soul for the millionth time. And then Jeff told Deanna that like that person was my true twin flame when he invited her to explore and talk to Daniel and to see if maybe they were twin flames. And I remember when he told Deanna that, like it was crushing because I was like trying to control and like trying to get rid of that situation before I'd fully learned the lesson. But the real lesson there was like I had to forgive that person in my heart. Like Shaliea always says in classes, like you can't leave them until you've loved them. And that was really my lesson there. And like because this person was reflecting all of these things within myself that I hated, basically, I had to love myself there. And I was trying to like push that experience away without fully loving myself there. But when I finally did, and I just remember the day that I healed my core block. I feel like, should I just tell the story?
What story? Maybe in the end?
No, like the moment I healed my core block. I feel like I'm talking too much. Do you want to say anything?
No, just go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking Spanish.
That's true. Okay. So I remember after Daniel and Deanna came into Harmonious Union with each other, and then Daniel had moved into the house, and I had just bought a plane ticket back home because I was going to show up at my false twin flame job or something. Like I was ready to like leave behind all fear because my biggest thing has been like shyness, and I've never been a person that can just like openly like reach out to someone and just be like bold. So, but I made that choice to like be bold and do whatever it took to be with my twin flame. And so I booked a plane ticket back home. I started selling all of my stuff because like I couldn't, my car wasn't going to make it back to New Mexico. I sold my car, all of this stuff. And I was like, I went all in every possible way. And I remember one morning I woke up and it was like a really cold morning. It was in January and I was just like feeling awful. I woke up with this terrible, dreadful, heavy feeling in my heart. It just felt like really bad. And then I heard Daniel and Deanna in the other room and they were just like laughing together and they sounded so happy. And I was just like crushed and I was like, God forgot about me. It's over, like all of this stuff. And but at this point I had chosen to like fully embrace Jeff and Shaleia's work. And I was like done experiencing contrast. And so instead of like, sitting in that upset that I was feeling and woke up with, I like felt my feelings fully all the way to the core. And I realized the core of that was unworthiness. I felt unworthy of that love that Deanna had. I felt unworthy of like my harmonious union. And so I loved myself there with the mirror exercise all the way to the core. And I felt peaceful and I felt so amazing. And I was like, wow, I just healed some big stuff. I know I did. And then I remember like in that moment, one of our community members had messaged me and she was like, hi, I was just watching Twin Flame Ascension School and I saw Deanna and you guys were talking about your twin flames and they were like the exact same. And she's like, are you sure that you're not having a false twin flame experience? And I was like, that's really weird. Like I just healed this block. And I had this like idea. I was like, Deanna and I, first of all, like Deanna and me, like we have gone through really similar things, especially in that year. Like we had healed block by block by block together and just like, I was like, it doesn't really make sense that she's having a false twin flame experience and I'm not, when our twin flames are so similar, But I was like, no, I must be loyal. I have to be committed. And I just told her that, Jeff had reconfirmed this other person as my true twin flame and then let it go. And then that day passed and the next day I woke up feeling really good. But also, like, I saw that the person that I thought my true twin flame was posting really demented stuff, like really bad. And I was like, what is this? Like, oh my God, does it ever end? But whatever. And then so I had a session with my coach later that day. And by the time I reached the session, I was like super peaceful and I was like so surrendered, even though I had no idea like what was, coming next. I didn't know anything. Nothing seemed for sure, but I just felt really good. And so the session happened and my intention with the session was to like work through that block that this person was presenting to me so I could have Harmonious Union. But Laurentiu, my coach, was like, hi. He was like, it's not supposed to be this hard. And like, I feel like Laurentiu knew all along. Like the way that he talked about like this person, he's like, yeah, so are you ready to call in your true twin flame? Are you ready to live your life purpose with your true twin flame? Mm-hmm. Like he had like all along kind of like, I don't know, like I felt like Laurentiu always knew that person wasn't my twin flame, but who knows? God knows. And and so we were just talking and then Laurentiu was like, you could maybe try reaching out to that one guy. And he was just like, what's his name? And he was like, Jose, and your name was Jose Flame. Mm-hmm. And he said that and I was like, wait. And I like remembered our consultation from like years ago. And I remember how I felt in that consultation. I was like, that's really interesting. And earlier in the week, I had asked God for like a sign of my spirit animal from my true twin flame. And then I remember like around that time I had looked at Jose's profile and it was a picture of him feeding deer that were just like my spirit animal. And I remember being like really struck by that, but also like brushing it off because I was like, no, he can't be my true twin flame because I have to be loyal to this other person. But when Laurentiu said that, like I just knew in my heart, like he didn't say that this person was my twin flame for any of you people who may be upset about that. Laurentiu just encouraged me. He just like, I guess like Jose just popped into his consciousness and I was like, I knew in that moment, like I was so sure, but there was still maybe some fear, but I knew like, it was like all of the attachment, all of the pain, all of the lessons I had been learning, like just like everything made sense all of a sudden. I was like, holy fuck, like I couldn't even focus on the rest of the session. Like, I was just feeling so good, and Laurentiu was like helping me and just like, yeah, I'm not saying he's your twin flame, but I'm saying there's a reason you should reach out. And I was like, and I just kept like, I knew, yeah. And so immediately after the session, I messaged Jose, and I was like, hey, how are you doing? How's it going? Yeah. And I felt really good, and I felt really like really confident, but there's always still like that voice of like doubt and like maybe fear. And so we planned to meet up over Zoom. And when we met through Zoom, like, it was so clear that we were twin flames. Like, even though his accent was really strong and I couldn't understand him, I mean, I could understand you a little bit, but like, yeah, we got used to it. We read our love lists, and I finally understood what they mean when they say your twin flame embodies your love list. Like, because with my false twin flame, I was like, maybe one day he'll embody this. Maybe, like really having to like fight to make it work. But it was just so natural, like everything you embodied, and then the things that I was like going to bring up, you brought up, and it was like, and I finally understood like what it means when they say your twin flame harmonious union is like the safe container for all of your love. Like with my false twin flame, it was like every time I healed something or all the love that I gave myself, like it didn't appear to be making any difference, like I felt better, but in my union, like I saw nothing. But every single mirror exercise that I had ever done was there. Like, it was like all of the love was just like so present, and he was just like, I realized that my false twin flame like never loved me. Just sitting in the presence of my true twin flame for like 5 minutes, I realized like, whoa, like this is divine love. And it wasn't like crazy exciting or anything, but it felt so good, so right, and so beautiful. Yeah. Then I moved to Spain.
Yeah, I also remember like before that, session that you had reaching out, I remember like we were like, meeting in a lot of places. In a lot of groups or things. And I was always
chats
I was always checking her screen. She's there. And I was like, nice. Checking in. So it was very obvious that happened. From there, it's history. And now we are here doing videos.
Yep, and it was just beautiful because like all along throughout all of my, my whole journey through TFest, every single post I've made in the forum, like my true twin flame was there all along, like present, watching my whole journey unfold. Like he saw all of my upset posts, he saw all of my big, even though you didn't share very much, but you were like there present.
Yeah, when I said you always comment in my posts.
Every single time.
Every single time you were commenting in my posts.
Yeah. I remember being so impressed with you because when you post things.
Yeah, you were like, oh my god, you're doing amazing.
Like, wow, you're healing. Like, you're doing good. Yeah. Yeah, and so how do you know that we're twin flames?
Something difficult to explain. It's like you just know. It's like very obvious. It's like it hits you.
Well, yeah, but like what are some like logical signs?
Yeah, logical signs.
For the haters.
How to explain it? It's like everything was in front of me. Like all the journey, made sense when we were like together.
Yeah.
All the things that we have been working
pointed directly to each other.
Directly to each other.
Yeah, we were working through the same. We even had the same upbringing.
We didn't recognize each other since the beginning. We were always moving in the same direction. We were in our group. The other was there.
Yeah.
In the same group, in the same team, the same thing.
That's true.
When one upgrade something, the other was happening. And things like that. And I remember that feeling was there all along. Like when I was looking at you, your post or stuff, I was like, there is something there, but they couldn't no. It's like having a room that is dark, and you just switch the button, and you there is light now, and you see the things that before was only a shadow. Something like that. It's like you see the person now.
And it makes sense.
And it makes sense. All makes sense.
Oh, it's beautiful.
In that moment, yeah.
But what about now that we're together? Like, how do you know we're twin flames?
It's impossible to fake this, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like every single quality she has. That is perfect for me. Everything. Every little thing that you can imagine. Yeah, like, I'm not an easy person to be with. Like, I'm very like intense or like passionate about things and stuff.
Me too.
It's perfect.
Yeah, but it works. Like, yeah, you don't ever get sick
works.
of being together. Like,
Exactly.
you don't get ever overwhelming.
It's like getting better every day.
Yeah.
It's not like a typical relationship that you get stuck and it's like,
yeah.
The relationship
but
is dead.
Also that when we heal, like,
exactly, that's another point.
Like with your twin flame, you're always going to be in agreement at the core. Like whenever there's a disagreement and you know, with like a soulmate relationship, like one disagreement can destroy the relationship. But our relationship is based on unconditional honesty and openness and like healing and divine love. And so every time we go through something and we learn together, like we heal at the same time. And it always brings us closer because like, you know, all of our disagreements have like a purpose. And you don't, like in Twin Flame Harmonious Twin Flame Union, like you don't, the upsets that you go through don't really like make you bitter like they would in a soulmate relationship. They make you like, you feel grateful. Like you feel, you know that this is leading you somewhere really juicy. And you always are going to be on the same page with your twin flame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all for the best. Like we are always like moving in the same direction.
We're the same, always. Every
little thing, we are always in the same chapter. Always. When I move to some direction, she's there. When she moves some direction, I'm there. And the healing works. Like, when one is healing something, the other one is also like moving in that direction. And it's like so easy to move with your twin flame. So it's natural. It's like your natural state. For example, like life purpose. It's a very big thing for your twin flame union.
Yeah.
Always in direction. When I'm moving in something, she's always complimenting that.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
We're one being.
Yeah.
Like you can't fake that. Like, you know, like
it's like no, it's difficult to live without her.
Yeah.
Like that part is like, you know, separation from your twin flame become, you know, a concept.
Yeah.
It's a random idea.
It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense any longer when you are together.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that? You know, like it doesn't fit in your head any longer. Like being separate and be, you know, by your own, it doesn't make sense. It's like, how is that possible? It's impossible to be separate. And that is a level of consciousness that you achieve through the inner world.
Yeah.
Realizing that your union is a natural thing, not separation.
Yeah, like it's not really cool or fun to be in separation.
It sucks.
That's what I learned at boot camp. I learned throughout, you know, everything. Like you were designed to be with your twin flame, and you really are. You can thrive with your twin flame. Like Jeff and Shaleia say this, and it's so true. Like you're like one wing, and you're like flapping around on the ground as one by yourself. But when you get with your twin flame, you can fly. Like you can, and there's like a harmonization period where you learn to work together. But like you can really fly in your union. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's it's already like a 30-minute long video, but I feel like there's so much more to share. But that's why we have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, we want to share more, you know, more personal experience. Maybe share more about your story, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, and like some people we noticed were like upset that it seemed like we came into Harmonious Union in 2 hours. Like,
oh my God, no.
But no, we came into Harmonious Union in 3 years. Well, I mean, honestly, like a lifetime worth of like this, and probably multiple lifetimes. But because we had done so much work prior to meeting, when we actually finally recognized each other, we were able to like easily just be like, Harmonious Union.
It doesn't matter the person. We have tell you this about. It doesn't matter the person that you think is your twin flame. Or your names were like.
Say it louder. I'm just kidding.
Or your names were like false twin flames.
Yeah, most of it, yeah.
And it's like, people get upset because of that, you know, like, you knew in 2 hours, you didn't do the work. No, we did the work.
You didn't fall in love.
Exactly, it's the same. He's always there. And when you're twin flame, you don't fall in love, you remember that.
Yeah, the love's always there. Like it's an eternal love that's just a part of who you are, and you remember it in your union. You don't like fall into love with someone, with your twin flame.
No, it's deeper, it's a different experience.
Yeah.
It's not like a high, you know, like a normal relationship that you are like, and then you, no, this is always like a deepening. Yeah.
Only gets better. Yeah, it's so true.
So, guys, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Get your twin flames.
And if you are not, book a session with us. We have introductory sessions. We offer packages. We offer weekly classes. And what really did it for us is like being a part of Twin Flame Ascension School and Jeff and Shaleia's work. Like their body of work really has paved the way to Harmonious Union, and it completely prepared us both. Like it really showed us how to heal separation. It really it like gives you everything that you need in order to manifest your union.
Yeah.
And so yeah, sign up. If you don't want your twin flame, don't sign up. And don't work with us because we'll help. So, but if you do want your twin flame and you want your harmonious union, then invest in yourself. Like give yourself the support that you require. Just commit to the work.
Yep. Amen.
Amen. Good. Well, yeah. Does that feel complete?
Yep. For the moment, yes.
Yeah, so we'll be back with probably more sharing and of course more videos. But if you enjoyed this one, be sure to like and subscribe and check out our description box for all the links. And we'll see you in future videos.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.